The things I'm going to do next month is to go to Taita Taveta, where we have iron ore, which we have been exporting as a raw material. And many people were telling us stories. Now, the same companies who were complaining to me last year, they have said one of them is now going to invest in Taita Taveta iron ore, not to export, but to manufacture steel locally using raw materials from Taita Taveta County, including all the other counties where we have iron ore. That is the difference we make when we make the right decision. So we are building our own local manufacturing capacity. And what are we doing in that space additionally? We are making sure that we support local manufacture. It is the same reason why we said diapers, bumpers. We have 10 companies that are manufacturing these products in Kenya. Explain to me, somebody, why we should continue to import these products from other countries. Explain to me why we continue to export our jobs. We have cotton, which we are manufacturing. Value addition is the way for us to go so that we can create more jobs, create more wealth, and grow our economy. So we are not only expanding our manufacturing capacity, we are stopping unnecessary imports of products that we can manufacture locally so that we can expand our products, our manufacturing. And thirdly, on that space of creating jobs, we now have 6 new special economic zones. In fact, export promotion zones in Kenya. So that product is, that space is going on. And one of the products that, one of the areas we are going to deal with is right here in Mombasa, in Dongo Kundu. I just announced that we now have a partnership with Afrexim Bank to unlock the first 500 acres of Dongo Kundu for industrial productivity. So I have given you 5. I have told you, number 1, our housing program is creating jobs. Number 2 is creating jobs. Number 3, our export of labor is creating jobs. Number 4, our manufacturing is creating jobs. Number 5, our special economic zones is creating jobs. That is what I'm doing for Kenya. I know you have asked me something else about education. Let me take 1 or 2 questions, and then I will consolidate and answer your question on education and on drug abuse. Yes, can I have a lady this time? Oh yeah, that gentleman. Yes, my good friend.
Mimi ni Joash Onsare, mwanahabari wa TV 47 na vile vile Radio 47. Kuna haya masuala ambayo yamejitokeza hivi majuzi, na nakumbuka kwamba wewe Mheshimiwa Rais ulisema kwamba unabuni serikali ambayo ni broad based, na tumeweza kuona katika baraza jipya la mawaziri wale ambao wameteuliwa, umeweza kuwateua wale viongozi kutoka upinzani. Labda swali ambalo ningependa kujua, je, hii ni mbinu ya kumaliza upinzani, na je, watatekeleza the plan ambayo wamekuwa wakipinga, ambayo ulikuwa unaizungumzia wakati wa kampeni kwenda mbele? Asante.
Thank you very much. Broad-based government. I think that's your big question. Let me say this. Because of the challenges and the issues that came up in the last couple of weeks, going into 1 month, I committed to the country that I am going to form a broad-based government. And many people are asking me to explain, as Onsare there is saying, what is this broad-based government? It is broad-based government. That's what it is. It is what it is. Because, you know, there has been this feeling that maybe this government is made of William Ruto's friends, right? And William Ruto's buddies. And I said, it is time. You know, I have friends. And I've seen many people ask me, okay, why did you, dismiss the whole cabinet? And then you hired some back. Let me answer it this way. It was necessary to have a fresh start. Because as I told the people of Kenya, we're going to have a broad-based government and we're going to have a fresh start. So that even those I have given another opportunity to serve in cabinet, they must now know that this is new. The terms are different. We may have been friends, but now the terms are different. Number two, I also wanted other people to join in government, because for a long time as Kenyans, we've been divided on sides. And that's why I decided this time around, let me form an administration that has the broader face of Kenya. And that is why you see some of the members of my new cabinet coming from different formations, political formations. And I said I'm going to consult. And I'm going to talk to people who are willing to talk to me. There are those who did not want to talk to me, and that's fine. That's democracy. There are those whom we sat down and we agreed with, and we agreed on the agenda. What are we going to do? In fact, at some point, I was having a conversation, and the conversation went like, okay, the housing program. The housing program was in the manifesto of ODM and was in the manifesto of Kenya Kwanza. True? They're all there. The UHC program, it was on both sides of the divide. There are things that are common between us. And my question is, those things that we have no contest about, can we agree on those things and move the country forward on the things that are not in contention between the sides? And that is how we agreed with ODM to work on the broad-based government that captures some of the items that we all agree on. Number two, let me clarify, as the party leader of ODM did, that we did not form a coalition government so that nobody should tell us we're trying to compromise the opposition. We did not form, we have no formal coalition arrangement. What we have is running an administration, the country first, and be able to deal with the challenges that brings Kenya to where it is, whether it is our housing plan, whether it is matters to do with UHC, and all the other items that we agree on as a nation are important to the people of Kenya. I am not very keen on who takes the credit. I am keen on the transformation of Kenya. So this is what I can tell you about that arrangement. Okay, we have yes, there is a lady there.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kadra Hussein from More Radio. Mr. President, allow me to just ask a follow-up question on what my colleague has asked. You say that you consulted from different political formation. From what we have as a people on the streets did not have T-shirts printed with political parties, identification. Neither did they carry banners that had colors of representation of a political party. So in your broad-based government, as you have said, you've consulted and you've also had people from ODM working with you. Where is the interest of the people being featured in your broad-based government, as they are the ones who prompted us to have this change that we are having right now? Now, to my question, I want us to just take time back, from the inception of the Kenya Kwanza government. When you took the oath of office, you promised to protect the Constitution of Kenya and ensure that the justice system functions well. You protect the rule of law. When you were making your statement on Wednesday, if I'm not wrong, you told us about amendments of the Constitution, including Public Finance Management Act. You also talked about witness, something to do with that. That is an act of in the Constitution of Kenya. But the populace has this question. Why would we talk about amendments? Why? Those very clauses that we have in the Constitution are not being respected. Like, I'll give you an example. Extrajudicial killings that we have seen, not unless, we can be given files of crime for the people who died. And then also, on that, we had arbitrary arrests. We also have forced disappearances, not unless also the government can explain to the people where these people are, or maybe if you have the information on that. Also, other things is that media rights and freedom, from media censorship and also being granted the opportunity to have the information needed to be given to the public. Also, another issue which I'll just say is on the commission and independent offices, like KNCHR, that is the Kenya National Commission for Human Rights, which you can be publicly held to account when you said about the numbers of people who died. And also we have IPOA, where they've been talking about frustrations in getting information that is necessary to prosecute some of the officers who had gone rogue during the protest. That is just an example. And also something else on leadership and integrity, whereby even one nominated person among those whom you've nominated in your cabinet is actually facing graft case in the EACC currently as we speak. And you talked about Singapore on development. Just a reminder, Mr. President, that in Singapore, they have extreme, serious penalties when it comes to matters corruption. Same as Indonesia. That just shows you how grave economic crimes are, especially matters corruption. So I want to ask you, Mr. President, you've told the Kenyans to give you timeline, actually to give you time to work on these issues, to set things right. If we are to hold you responsible today, Mr. President, what is the way forward from now on, seeing that there is the respect of the rule of law, the very constitution that you sought to protect, the event that these timelines expire, the ones you've given us, 6 months, 9 months, they expire and we see no change. Would you wait for the youth to start pushing for you to, out of government? And also, would you heed to the pressure that right now we are actually seeing 14 Kenyans have moved to the courts actually asking for the ouster of you, Mr. President? What do you have to say about that?
Thank you very much. The 14 Kenyans who have gone to court are exercising their democratic right. That is how free this country is. That you can actually go to any court and demand a taste of the freedom that I stand for in Kenya. And I want to promise you that those Kenyans who have gone to court for whatever reason, they are free to do it, and the courts are free to make whatever decision that is constitutional. You have asked me, I think, 10 questions. Let me try and answer some of them. Number one, you have asked me, the people who went to the streets, they did not carry the color of any political party. That is correct. But remember, they carried the flag of Kenya. And that is why I'm saying, let us put the interest of the people of Kenya first. That is why I am saying this broad-based government must be a government that must do, at the very least, 3 things. And I stated them in my address to the nation. Number one is the proposal to Parliament. I hope Parliament